hall to the building's lobby and out the door into the blinding sun. Too hot. The heat waves in San Diego almost always used to happen in September and October, people told her, but the weather had changed the last few years. Sometimes there were heat waves in March. May and June used to be gray most mornings into the early afternoons, but here it was, the beginning of May, and the temperature was in the low 90s and dry, with winds from the east and some stretched-out clouds too high up to bring any moisture. She took off her jacket, a black blazer that matched her slacks, folded it, and sat down on the retaining wall that ran in front of the parking lot. No one here knew who she used to be, she told herself. The brewery across the street was rolling up its metal doors, opening for business. There were 3 or 4 breweries within walking distance of headquarters in this neighborhood of long, flat, featureless buildings, industrial parks, cheap office space. Plenty of options for staffers to grab a quick beer at lunch or engage in more serious drinking sessions after work. They're tasting sessions, Ben had said once, grinning, when she'd declined his invitation. She wasn't sure if he was serious or not, but she did know that beer was a major business here in San Diego, the craft brewing capital of the United States. Fuck Portland, they can't compete. And it seemed to be okay, even encouraged, to go taste the IPAs, stouts, saisons, doubles, and sours. Not that she did. She caught a whiff of chili oil from the dumpling restaurants in the next complex. That was another thing you could find in the area. Asian food, Chinese dumplings, Japanese ramen, Korean barbecue. There were 2 large Korean supermarkets not far from here, a Ranch 99 market too, Asian strip malls that had sprouted among the car dealerships and fast food chains and gentlemen's clubs, big box stores, parked semis, and medical buildings. All of these Asian businesses moving slowly west, Pho Place by Taiwanese bakery. You hardly ever saw people walking around here, though. The landscape was oversized and empty, a neighborhood built for absentee giants. "This a cigarette break?" She started, turned. She thought she knew the voice, but it had never spoken to her directly. Her boss, Representative Matthew Cason. He stood there, suit jacket slung over one shoulder, blocking out the sun. No, she stuttered. I don't smoke." "Shit. Oh well, probably a good thing." He was taller than average, always good for a politician. Thick, dark hair shot with just a touch of gray. A square jaw with a beard that came in heavy, and a nose just crooked enough to make his face interesting. She'd known that from seeing him on TV, at events, and more recently, from a couple of his quick sweeps through the bullpen on the way to the campaign manager's office. He sat down on the wall next to her. "I quit years ago, but I swear if you'd had one just now, I'd be smoking it." It was strange when someone you'd mostly seen on TV and at a distance suddenly sat less than a foot away, becoming 3-dimensional. The reality of the person, his body, how he held himself. It wasn't the same on a screen. She was conscious of all kinds of things. The patches of sweat under the arms of his blue Oxford button-down, how trim his waist and belly were. That his eyes were on the green side of hazel and were staring at her. "Today's been a clusterfuck," he said. "I'm sorry to hear that." It seemed like the safest thing to say. Or did he want her to ask why? Why do you care what he wants? He's your boss, she told herself. Of course you care. You wanted to work for him. He's sitting right next to you. Close enough to smell his sweat. Her heart was pounding. "What happened?" she asked. He rolled his eyes. "Flight from D.C. was late."